It is a criminal investigation, just like any other, and that means that where in this case the officer is the subject of that investigation, and they have the same rights as anybody else and can exercise those rights and choose to make a statement or not make a statement. That's different than, of course, the Minneapolis Police Department can compel the officer to make a statement. Timing is critical, though. If they do that before the criminal investigation, you're going to compromise the criminal investigation.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Right. Police officers, aren't they mandated to fill out reports or complete reports on an incident, especially where a gun has been fired? I thought that was like a law because you need to know what happened.
Well, it does happen. It just doesn't take precedence over the criminal investigation.
Okay.
Essentially, and I'm oversimplifying here, but if you compel someone to make a statement or write a report,
you could violate their rights.
Right. Then you're essentially foregoing the criminal investigation. You can, as a department, you can take administrative action and take disciplinary action, and suspend or terminate the officer, but that clearly isn't the focus of the investigation at this point, to determine whether the shooting was legal as opposed to whether it was within policy or not. Those are two distinct questions, and rightfully so. The focus should be on the criminal investigation, and that's why they're going through. And I think in this case, as I said, at least from the initial description of what took place, I don't think it's surprising there wasn't video recorded, given the fact the officers hadn't even exited the squad car, and by all accounts they weren't interacting with anybody when this occurred. It sounded like it was very sudden. So I would absolutely, yes, I agree. Having video would be an absolute great thing and lend a lot of clarity to what now is a very confusing situation. But the fact that it doesn't exist, I think, is the reality of the expectations of video cameras, that people believe that everything that happens to a police officer is going to be on that video, and they have their limitations.